Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying for Beginners. Today we're going to tie a ginger quill. The hook I have in the vise is a 200R size 18. This is a curved shank, light wire, straight eye, dry fly hook. You can get this from Green Caddis Outfitters, greencaddis.com. I'm going to use 14-aught vives thread, and this is a brown. We're going to start at the tail. I'm going to bring that hackle or the thread back just to where it's just past the barb. For the tail, I'm going to use a ginger hackle. You can see there's a lot of web here, but there's also a lot of stiff fibers at the top, and that's going to be the length of the tail, probably even shorter than those stiff ones. Stand them up so you can get the tips aligned. And just pull them off with the tips aligned. We want that tail to be about the length of the hook shank. I'm going to shorten them just a little. There we go. Take a wrap underneath. Stand those hackles right out straight. And we can wrap forward. And we'll trim off the excess. Tidy that up. And measuring our wing position, we want to go back halfway and then come forward half of that. I'm going to take a pair of Mallard wing feathers, Mallard quills. I have one right and one left, and we're going to measure them up. We're going to touch the hook shank with it, stick it through, and that will be the size of our wing. And do the same with the opposite side. Touch the shank with the feather, poke it through, and split that off, and that's the size of the wing. Now we're going to place the wings back to back, and when we have them tied on, we want that slope to be towards the back. So when we tie them on, we want that slope going down. We want that wing to be about the length of the body. Going to give it a tight wrap. Take a few wraps to the rear. I'm going to trim this off at a bit of a taper. I'm going to wrap tight wraps going down. And we'll bring that thread right back to the tail once again. Stick another wrap underneath that tail. There we go. Now I have a Peacock Herl that I stripped. I'm going to tie that in. I'm tying this in by the tip, but it's already pretty thick. And we'll make tight wraps, wrapping that forward. Before I start wrapping, I'm going to put head cement on the shank. Going to take my light duty hackle pliers, and we can start to wrap. The light duty hackle pliers are the hackle pliers that have a tendency to slip if you pull too tight. This way it forces you to be more gingerly with them, so that you don't pull the stem off. Yeah, I'm going to give that one more wrap. Tie that off right there. Put a couple of wraps in front of it. And we'll remove the excess. Put a couple of wraps to trap that down. Now I'm going to take the wing and I'm going to stand it up. Wrap right in front. I'm going to take my bodkin needle and split them. That one wing, I got to marry that back together. And we can give it a little bit of the figure 8 there to divide them. I'm going to take a ginger grizzly hackle. I'm going to tie that in. I'm going to put the stem right down between the wings. And you want to wrap that pretty tight. Back off there a little bit and pull it. There we go. So that I have a little space of the trimmed area. Hold these back. Wrap in front. You want to secure the hackle pretty tight in back of the wing so that you don't go pulling the wing with the hackle wrap. And we're going to wrap this right up to it, and then we're going to hold the hackles back and wrap it right up against it. Give it a couple of more wraps and tie it off. A couple wraps in back, a couple of wraps in front, and trim off the excess hackle. I got a little split on that one wing. I'm going to marry them back together. Wetting your finger a little bit helps the marrying process. Going to take my half hitch and give this a double half hitch to push those couple of hackles away from the eye. And I'll give it a couple. I don't think that one took too well. There we go. Nice and clear from the eye. Take my whip finisher. secure that. And we'll put a little bit of head cement on the head. And I know I'm getting it in the eye, so I'm gonna have to clean that out. I have a piece of copper wire here. Just put that through the eye, and that'll clean it out. And here we have a ginger quill. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions, and most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.